Had a big feeling this lying back in bed. Then I looked in the mirror and somebody said, wake up, it's time for you to lose the blues.
All right, it is time to lose the blues, and I want to welcome everyone this morning to Coffee Club. We're going to jump right in. We do have on phone. Well, first of all, I do want to say my phone this morning. Of course, Autumn Scott Hall. Good morning, Autumn.
Good morning.
And
It's Tuesday.
And in the studio, we have Angel Purlee with us. Good morning, Angel.
Good morning, everyone.
And by phone, we do have the U.S. Attorney for Southern District of Indiana, Zach Meyers. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, and you've been a very busy man, and we appreciate you taking time for us this morning and being kind on your time for Coffee Club this morning. And first of all, let's just talk about you are about being the U.S. Attorney for Indiana, and tell us some of your jobs and what all you do for the state.
Sure. So, as U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Indiana, I'm the Chief Federal Law Enforcement Officer for the southern two-thirds of the state. So, basically, everything south of Tippecanoe County, Lafayette's in the northern district, but Kokomo and Muncie are in the southern district, along with Indianapolis. And we have our office represents the federal government in all federal criminal prosecutions, as well as when people sue the federal government or when the federal government sues to enforce laws civilly. So I have been the U.S. Attorney here for a little over 1 year, and I work out of Indianapolis primarily, but we have offices in Evansville, as well as New Albany and Terre Haute.
And like as far as the public, like what would your interaction with them be? I mean, like what would someone like a citizen maybe like what would they be involved with you, work with you on?
Sure. I think the bulk of the work that we do that people are going to see and be familiar with are our criminal prosecutions. In fact, I'm a criminal prosecutor by training and experience. I started in this office as a federal criminal prosecutor in Indianapolis for several years before going to do the same job in Baltimore, Maryland, until the president appointed me to come home to be U.S. Attorney about 2 years ago now, and the Senate confirmed. And the work that we do that you see the most are prosecutions of violations of federal law, because the federal law doesn't cover everything the way that state law does. So there are certain crimes that only federal law enforcement are able to do. Things like federal regulatory enforcement or assaults against federal employees, or certain things that are just the complexity requires federal law enforcement, like international drug trafficking or cyber crimes and things like that. And so much of what we do, though, is prosecution of things like violent crime, complex drug trafficking organizations, white-collar crimes and fraud, public corruption, cybercrime, exploitation of children or sex trafficking of children, and many other types of offenses, but we're really focused on those sorts of things.
All right, and do you have some incentives for community justice and violence reduction?
We work hard with partners in a variety of the jurisdictions in the district on violence reduction efforts. In fact, we've got one of, I think, the more successful reentry courts in the country, where individuals who, after they've served their time in federal prison and are on the federal equivalent of, there's no parole in the federal system, but after you do your time in federal court, most people are ordered to serve a period of time under the supervision of the court. And one of the ways that we reduce repeat violence from those offenders is to have special services that are provided to them intensively in terms of education opportunities, treatment opportunities, employment opportunities, to make sure that they don't offend again. And then we also engage with community efforts to provide resources and services to the people who are most likely to be the victims of crime or the people who are most likely to be the perpetrators.
Okay. And then again, what are your the counties that is your areas there, your jurisdiction?
Sure. So our district covers the southern 60 counties of the state. So everything in southwest, southeast Indiana, everything in central Indiana, from Terre Haute to Richmond, and then up to around Howard County, again, like I said, up to Muncie and Kokomo, but not
for a year. So is it like a 4-year term, or how is it? How is it usually in the office?
So U.S. Attorney is appointed by the President and confirmed by the Senate, and then you serve at sort of the pleasure of the President and the Attorney General. So frequently, but not always, most of the time when there's a change in administration, then each administration will want its own U.S. attorneys that it selects to carry out the Department of Justice policies that the Attorney General in that administration is setting forth. But one of the great things about, I think, the Department of Justice and the job that we do, I spent over 10 years as an assistant U.S. attorney before being appointed to the head job, and I'll tell you that serving across multiple administrations of multiple parties and serving, a number of different attorney generals, a number of different U.S. attorneys, that a lot, if not all, the day-to-day work really doesn't change that much from administration to administration. Child exploitation is wrong; it should be prosecuted. Bank robbery, gun crime, trafficking of deadly drugs. The things that we're trying to do in law enforcement really aren't partisan. Even as across administrations, there might be different emphases, or as new crime trends emerge that you have to address that prior administrations didn't. But by and large, we're focused on the mission of the Department of Justice, which is to uphold the law, protect the public, and promote civil rights.
Okay, and then how many U.S. attorneys does Indiana have?
So there are 2 U.S. attorneys in Indiana. The Northern District of Indiana is run by Clifford Johnson, my friend up there in South Bend. They cover South Bend, Hammond, and Fort Wayne, and all the counties sort of in the area, as well as Lafayette. And we are 2 of the 93 U.S. attorneys in the country. So there are 93 of us all across the country. And we are also, I'm trying to think. Oh, my apologies. So, sorry, go ahead.
That's okay.
Is that selected by population per state, or how do you know how many U.S. attorneys you get per state?
So it's kind of a historical accident. It's, Congress over centuries passes laws creating judicial districts. Some states just have one. Some big states like New Jersey, Nevada, Colorado, and some smaller states might have 3 or 4, like Oklahoma or Alabama. I think it really just depends on who's sitting where in Congress or asking for what at the time that the laws were passed. And Indiana used to only have 1 district, but in, I believe, 1927 or 1928, it was split into 2. So there have been 2 U.S. attorneys in Indiana ever since, for almost 100 years now.
Very interesting. Well, I feel like we just got a really good education. I don't know that we're always, I think sometimes maybe we are taught in school, but sometimes we forget the different, and
A lot of law students don't know these things. Don't worry about that at all. One of the things that I'm privileged to do is get to help educate folks about the role of our office in the community.
Well, it's pretty interesting. Well, thank you so much for taking time this morning, and it was good to talk with you. And please, let's talk again. Our U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Indiana, Zach Meyers. Zach, thank you so much, and have the best day ever.
You too. Thank you, guys. You take care.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, very interesting for sure. Autumn's there ready.
Autumn is ready. I'm ready. It's been a while.
Yeah,
I'm chomping at the bit.
I know.
So, all right. Coffee Club sponsors: Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salmon Crossing, Hoosier Upland, Celebrity Home Loans, Dr. Alex Eye Associates, Dr. Minigun, and Fox Purlee Wealth Management,
Yay.
and Zach Myers today, I guess. Thank you, Zach.
Zach Myers starting us off there.
That's right.
I get a little bit I know some, but then it gets a little confusing on some of the.
Listen, I'm just glad that he made the comment that some crimes are nonpartisan. I can get on board with that.
I'm glad that.
Yeah,
that
some of
should have
these
been
are
said
not-
across the board. That's
Yeah,
just,
I don't care what you affiliate with. There
Yeah.
are certain things that
cannot be.
this is just wrong.
Yeah.
There is still right and wrong, people.
Right. We also have Angel Purlee with us, and she is representing AFP this morning, and we're going to be talking about some of the great things that AFP has come in from the horizon. A new year,
New year,
new us.
I know, I'm the same old vulgar person I've always been.
Adam has not changed. So.
We're innovating over Americans for Prosperity.
Angel's poor kids.
Yeah.
They got some new words today. So.
very new.
Very new words,
They've
yeah.
never heard them
It was a
before.
vocabulary
Yeah.
expansion. I'm all about education and
We
vocabulary
learned all
expansion.
about Zach Meyers too, there,
Yes.
and all of that too.
Lucky kids, though, yeah.
It's true.
For sure. So let's talk about some. Well, first of all, we haven't done this. We got to do what today is. We always like to do that just to.
Well, I'll tell you, Becky, today is the 17th of January.
All right, I
It's
appreciate that.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people that had the day off yesterday, it's confusing because a lot of people are trying to have their Monday on their Tuesday.
You know, I have felt like that the last 3 weeks because of the holidays. It's thrown me off.
It's called your second Monday.
It is.
You got a double
Look,
Monday.
I have my fox cup today, so every time I drink it, the fox ears hit me in the eyes. It's very applicable for a Monday.
You have these little dots around your eyes.
That's a horrible design of a cup, really.
That's hilarious.
It's my favorite cup. though.
All right, we're on to the 17th day of January. All right, today is Ben Franklin Day.
Well, you know, old Benny.
Ben
Yeah.
Franklin.
Yeah. He flew the kite, right?
With the key, yeah.
Yeah. And
Actually, he had a horrible character, but that's okay. He was a very smart man.
Yeah, very, very strong. All right. Cable car day. You know those little cable cars?
I have been on a cable car over the Royal Gorge in Colorado.
Oh.
It's very scary.
I haven't been on one in Alaska.
I have been one in Disney.
It's very scary. Are you up really high?
You are. Yeah, you go up a mountain, but
Yeah.
that stuff doesn't really scare me.
I'm not really scared of heights, to be honest. It's more of the dangling from a very thin cable that frightens me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and then when they go over the when they go there, have what are the wherever the poles are, when they go over that, it bumps up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they'll tell you that. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they don't tell you that. And
I mean, listen, I'm going to be the one that the cart snaps. Like, that's going to be my car. I'm going to be the one
if I see out of the Scott Hall sailing through the air,
that's why I'm learning to fly.
All right. I think of Willy Wonka. Didn't they have one of those in Willy Wonka? Didn't they all get it?
Oh no, that was cableless.
Oh, that was
No,
cable.
that's a glass elevator.
No, that's the glass. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, no cable on that guy.
Okay. Customer Service Day. Autumn Scott Hall for Celebrity Home Loans. How important is customer service?
It depends who the customer is. Sorry, it's been a while. Actually, customer service is number one. That is the correct answer. It's number one.
Even if you have to
Angel,
fake it till you make it.
That's right.
Actually, I have great customers so
Yeah.
far, so I can't really say anything.
And they love you.
So far, I do. I
And
have
they
not
love you.
had a customer that I have not liked, to be honest with you.
Well, that's cool.
That is good because, I like them all.
Angel, for Americans for Prosperity, how's customer service for you?
Well, customer service, I would turn that into volunteer service over at Americans for Prosperity. It's pretty important. We the people.
Yeah. And there's
For the
actually.
people.
That's right, by the people.
All right, come back to me, people. Okay. I'm over here. Okay, customer
On the
service.
right,
I'm
rabbit
sorry,
hole.
I'm blinded. I'm blinded by your lovely hair and glasses.
Thank you.
Makes me happy.
Customer Service Day here at Wslm.
We're all about the customer.
Yeah, let's ask Becky White. What is customer service for you, Becky
I
White?
love customer service. I love people and I love hanging out with them.
I love people too.
Yeah, I know we all are people.
I think I'll go back to what you said. Maybe some people.
Okay, ditch the New Year's resolutions day.
Listen, I've got my New Year's resolution going on 25 years.
Go back over it.
Never make New Year's resolution.
There you go. That's
Angel,
a
did
good
you
one.
make a New Year's resolution?
I did not. I don't know. Every day is an adventure for me, so.
We just try to survive someday.
Amen. Yeah.
Hot buttered rum day.
I do love a good buttered drum.
I
don't know if
I've
I've
ever
ever
had
had
it.
I have.
I think it'd
Okay,
be
so
delicious.
funny
Looks
story.
delicious. All right.
When I was in college, way back when,
Oh,
we went to our sorority went to Cancun.
Which you really lived it up.
No, not really, because remember, I'm a dud. But, I was the one that could speak a little bit of Spanish and was the designated walker.
Oh, you were
Because
the
walk
mom of the
everywhere.
group.
I've always been the mom of the group. But anyway, we went to Margaritaville.
Fun.
And obviously the waiter did not think that our table was very attractive because we were ignored. Now keep in mind there were 12 of us. So one of our girls got very, very upset. Threw a fit to the manager, and she was semi-fluent in Spanish. Like, she knew enough she could get her point across. So the manager brings us all hot butter drum shots.
Oh.
They weren't bad. So I learned from that, if you're ugly, you get more drinks.
moral of the story.
The moral of the story
Let's wrap
is,
this story up. There it
if
is.
you're ugly,
There it
then
is.
you complain and you
I
get
don't
drinks.
know like that. I don't know if but hot buttered
That's
rum
my hot
drink.
buttered rum drink.
I think
That's
that
a
sounds-
shot.
I would have thought the opposite.
Angel,
Well,
have you ever had a hot buttered rum?
Speaking of college, I don't know. That's one of those nights I don't remember.
It's possible I could have had.
I might have somewhere. Who knows?
Anyway, I don't think I've ever had one. Judgment Day. Okay.
I'm a judgment-free person.
I
Too much energy.
completely, yeah, judgment free.
I mean, I'm not an attorney general, so I don't have to deal with that kind of stuff.
Kid Inventors Day. Don't you love when kids invent things?
I do.
Like, well, actually, whenever they have the different, at schools, they have the different, where they have to come up with inventions and stuff, and how they, National Bootleggers Day.
I'm not a bootlegger.
Well, I was going to say, what was it? The Smoking the Bandit, remember?
I don't wear boots.
You don't have to.
No, I don't. I'm only wearing shoes because my ankle is still hurt. Serious.
She's flip-flops.
I'm flip-flops.
She blows
year
out
round.
her flip-flops.
Hey, I'm not above flip-flop, let me tell
Yeah.
you.
My grandma asked me the other day what size I wore and if I like long boots. And I was like, no.
I got slides. Are you a slide?
No, I'm a
No,
flip-flop
she's a
person.
flip-flop.
You
No,
want
flip-flop.
socks? You want any socks?
No.
Anytime?
No.
I
Adam
on the
keeps
ground
it
flip-flops.
just real simple.
Flip-flops, yes. I'm only wearing these hay boots today because the chiropractor said I could not wear flip-flops
Simplicity.
because
is
of my
awesome.
ankle.
Adam doesn't want to have to deal with socks. She doesn't want to have to deal with
No,
anything.
I hate socks.
I know. National Bootlegger Day. Okay. National Classy Day.
Classy. Hey, I love a woman with class.
Me too.
I'm the other part of that.
That's not true. National Hot Heads Chili Day. Ooh. Hot chili, Autumn, you like
I
it?
had chili last night for
I had
dinner.
chili in my fridge that I made the other night.
But we're both. Where's your
No,
chili?
I don't have any
She's been-
chili.
She's been soaking up the
I
sun.
know,
She
yeah.
doesn't eat chili.
I haven't eaten chili.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love chili.
Yeah.
It's my
Honest.
favorite.
Yeah, I love chili too.
Okay,
You
so
make
the
it
real
hot?
question is,
Oh, I know what you're gonna have.
the real question is noodles or no noodles?
Oh, noodles, 100%.
No, I do not eat juicy spaghetti.
No, what is
Juicy
wrong with
spaghetti.
you? So, fun fact, I also put peanut butter in mine. It's delicious if you haven't had
Okay,
it.
so funny story. I made it Friday night. My brother was over, and he actually did put peanut butter in the chili and tried to get my kid to eat it.
It's delicious.
How would it not be?
I make grilled cheese with chili.
Oh,
Peanut butter. But, I'm telling you.
I might
We also
try
put
it.
shredded cheese in ours, too.
I do that with sour cream. Sometimes I put a little bit of honey.
Okay, then, okay, I need a full report back. You
A
put
little bit of
peanut
honey. Yeah,
butter. You got leftovers, so put.
I do. But the leftovers go on the hot dogs.
Oh,
Chili cheese dogs. That's why we don't do noodles.
I love chili.
Well, no, we cook them separate.
Well, that's better. That is better, but
And then you have your options.
it's juicy.
You want noodles or not noodles?
Do you do spaghetti or do you do like the elbow noodles? Because that's the real question.
Oh, no, I do elbow, 100.
Then it's goulash.
I don't even know if I know it in goulash.
But it's funny because everybody loves Angel's chili. It's really
That's,
funny.
hey, I
Our-
love
our
that.
family,
I don't judge again. I'm judgment free.
yeah.
I am judgment free.
Let's swap chili. I'll make you a bowl, you make me a bowl.
I'll do that.
All right.
Ooh.
I got leftover chili too.
And I use, so my secret, I don't use spicy. Like, it's not spicy, but I do use 3 different chili seasonings all together. So I do the Brooks package and then I don't remember the other person, but I can't remember. And then I do Mexican. You have to have Mexican chili powder.
Interesting. I do whatever I'm feeling at the grocery store.
Yeah, it's all mixed.
But I don't do spicy because my kids.
Yes, I have.
I mean, I would like a little.
Okay, so
spicy,
National
but-
Hot Heads Chili Day. You guys are not participating because
No, we have children.
Yeah.
Okay. Printing Ink Day.
Well,
Okay, this is good.
moving on.
Yeah. Yeah. Rid. Yeah. Rid the
So
ink,
lost.
or rid the world of fad, diet, and gimmick day. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
please, let's rid the world of
Rid-
bad diets and gimmicks.
Well, that goes very apropos with the no New Year's resolution. Let's rid the world. Rid
Listen,
the world.
just be healthy and exercise and eat well. How about that?
Yeah. Exactly. There we go. There we go. Yeah. 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 For sure. All right, so onward how we go. All right, let's jump in and let's find out. And Autumn, anyway, let's talk with Angel about the AFP. First of all, kind of tell us.
Talk.
Let's
I love it.
talk.
Let's talk.
Let's
We got
tell-
the A team here today.
It's
Americans for Prosperity.
Oh, I really thought it was Americans for People, but
You know what? You could probably, get away with that though, because we are for the people. I tell you what, we're fighting for the greater good. So yeah, we're.
I am your greater good.
Can I please get a picture of you on a horse with a sword?
You guys now remember on I am your greater good.
Greater good. I am the greatest good you are ever gonna get.
I'm so glad you have somebody here who knows your movie references.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not a movie person. I don't want
Well,
it.
you could come one. No.
No, I have now banned Marvel from my house. I'm so over it. I'm done. I'm done. They need a sabbatical.
You'll come.
No, I read 2 books this weekend.
It's like that food or water you drink. You'll start craving it.
Oh, see, you know how about you do your books? I'm not how about movies.
Yeah. You'll be craving it.
That's
All right.
funny.
Going.
Americans for Prosperity.
Yes,
Let's talk about
let's focus.
Okay, well, let's
So,
talk about
yeah.
how long has it been around and like many years. Been involved.
Yes, been involved in many years.
Okay.
I've been with the organization going on 7 to 8 years. We've got an office in Sellersburg here in Indiana. We've got an office that we're revamping in Carmel, Indiana, and we have an office up in Fort Wayne. And we got a lot going on. For those that might work in this field, it's more of a political realm, and you know that there's 3 different parts of the state completely, and every 3 parts has a lot going on. So that's
Go
just
back over those 3 parts of the state.
Sellersburg, Indiana, down here in Southern
Oh, you
Indiana.
mean the areas of your location where you guys are at? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like. Okay.
She's been out of it for a while.
Which is funny because she's very familiar with Americans for Prosperity, I would argue.
I know the 3 locations, so those 3 I guess are.
So we're very active right now. Those are the most active right now here in the state, and we've got little pockets that we fulfill around the state. But it doesn't matter where you are. We'll come to you. But those are the ones that we actually have offices in currently, as in sitting, as in you can come to the office and you can meet and you can come volunteer. You can come just check it out. You don't have to volunteer your first time.
Right.
So we're in 35 states. Indiana obviously being one of them. And we're anywhere from Miami, Florida to Anchorage, Alaska, Phoenix, Arizona, to Columbus, Ohio. Just trying to bring change, hope, and a better way forward. Like when I said innovative, I really meant we're very innovative. We are up for the times. We're local, we're state, we're federal level.
So what do you do?
So,
How do you make Americans more prosperous? I like prosperity.
So that's great. So we mainly focus on policy. So we're driven by policy, right? And you can't have a bunch of change without changing policy.
Right.
So,
in this country.
so we dabble into healthcare, criminal justice, government spending, such as our biggest start was tax reform, reforming unnecessary burdensome regulations. The government sometimes has overreach. We hold people accountable.
I love that. Angel, I'm very big on accountability. I think everyone should be accountable for themselves and for their actions. So I love that we have an organization holding people accountable.
Yes, we
makes
do.
Me happy.
So we do that. There's that's mainly the policies we focus on. We also, if we find a good candidate that could be like a policy champion that we think that would, be able to carry that through to the legislator, whether that be state or federal, we want to support them. We want to get as many people in there that are willing, to bring change to their to their constituents as well.
How much is
Well, you can do that. It's fun. Once you get that first policy, we have millions of volunteers all over 50 states. We have people that come from other states just to volunteer, and that's
great.
It's about people that really are excited about America.
Well,
Love America.
and then like you said,
America.
but
Greatest country in the world.
well, we should, and I think making sure, and I think a lot of times people don't realize that there's this going on out there, that you are, making people accountable and keeping an eye on and making sure that people are,
Well, people get elected, and then the constituents sometimes forget.
They forget what they promised.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so, and we also we hold them accountable. We also thank the ones that are doing, what they said they were going to do as well.
Do you go around with video clips, like sound bites? You're like, is this what you promised? You're not delivering on this promise?
No.
You should.
No, we also take the approach of, okay, well, we will find somebody that's willing to do that, and, we'll support them.
There you go.
We have, how are we funded? We're a nonprofit, so we have over 100,000 plus donors. And like I said, millions of volunteers. We have a lot of people that volunteer their time.
Well, and I would think, I'm seriously thinking, people want to see things change. They want to see people honor their commitment. They want, and people are getting tired of, throw it out there. People are getting tired of candidates who aren't fighting for them, but they're fighting for themselves. And
that happens.
Yeah, and I think that, there's a lot of people who are fed up with that.
Well, I think especially, making sure that people, we know that sometimes people don't always take responsibility for their actions, or remember how we always talked about in healthcare or in finances.
Be responsible for yourself.
For yourself. And this is just one more thing that just saying, hey, this is something that you had promised, the people, and this is going to bat for the people.
Well, and I think too, you're working for the people, but you remember who you're working for.
Yeah.
It's funny. I just spoke last week in Clark County, and that's what I said, because they're like, what about this, or what about that? And I'm like, call your elected official. They work for you.
Yeah.
You forget that. You want answers, call your legislator's office. Get those answers. And that's what, that's like you said, they work for you.
They work for you. And that's the thing, too. Just remember when you're calling them, you're calling the right people, because sometimes I send letters or emails, and I get an email back that's like, this really needs to go to so-and-so.
You're right. And listen,
my bad.
And I can help you do that. You want to write an op-ed? I'm your girl. I got you.
I'm always like, I always respond, I'm like, hey, great, can you just forward that on for me? They do not forward it on.
Okay.
So I'm going to just
Note to self, right?
Yeah, they do not forward it on.
We will not get forwarded
They do not want to do any extra
No,
work.
I'm just like, I thought you worked for me, people.
Yeah.
No, they don't. They don't forward it on.
And you bring up a good point, because a lot of times people don't know.
They don't.
And then, but at least you're trying. At least you've sent it somewhere. You've done something.
Yeah, we have a lot of people out there that it's like, why are you even here? Like, what do you do? Like, that's what we should be teaching in school. This is what they do.
Just like who we just talked to. A lot of times people. He said that attorneys don't even know.
Oh, yesterday about the county budgets. Oh, you're talking about the Attorney General.
No, not the Attorney General. The U.S. Attorney.
The U.S. Attorney. Yes, I know. It's okay. I wasn't really listening.
Not the Attorney General.
I'm not forwarded it on.
Listen. I thought you were talking about yesterday. I was listening yesterday when we had the council guy.
Yes, I know. Yes.
So I thought that's what you were. I'm sorry. I was not thinking of Zach. I was listening
you were
to
thinking
Zach.
Of Todd.
I was thinking of Todd.
Because
we are talking, it starts really with the county.
Absolutely.
You got to learn these people in our county.
Right.
Before, because there is, I know I'm getting sidetracked. I'm sorry. This happens all the time, though. Just
rabbit hole.
So, but there is an order of people. Like, you can't go to your state representative complaining about a county issue.
Exactly.
So you have to know your people, and we don't. We don't do that. We don't teach this.
Well, a lot of times, like you said, okay, this is a good point. I'm so glad you brought this up. People don't start which can be, some of your questions might be answered by a local level.
Yeah.
Sometimes there might be, that they already have the answers to. You have to start in the, at the beginning.
Right.
Instead of jumping right to the.
Well, and I think it's important to know who is on your county levels.
Yeah.
And you guys hold county people responsible too?
I said local, state, and federal.
Yes, you did. I'm just reiterating
that.
Yeah.
Really going to drive that one home.
I'm driving it home. I'm just reiterating that AFP is on all levels.
That's right. We're on every level, and we are here.
Well, it's good to,
Not APO.
No.
Over there, fist bump. Because you said something.
AFP.
You guys.
Oh, God. I'm about to cut open this bread.
No. So we're headquartered out of Arlington, Virginia. Tom, I don't wheel us back here. Let's
Wheel back. Becky and I need to be wheeled
circle back here.
once in a while.
A lot of wheeling.
So we are based out of Arlington, Virginia. And, we just want to see, there's so many testimonies, and you guys can go to AmericansForProsperity.org and find all kinds of testimonies too, and look at your, try to dive into the state a little more detail, and, email us if you want more information. But also, I mean, it's one of those things like, there's so many people that want to achieve the American dream, right? Like us included, right?
I have the American dream.
Oh, you have it. Well,
I'm living the American dream, people.
well, I'm just saying. So for those that aren't,
Yeah, we're here to help.
yes, we have a new volunteer, everybody. Autumn Scott, we're going to sign you up. We're going to get you going. We are. We're going to get you going here.
And when you talk about volunteering, I think people. Okay, let's hear the
Let's
word.
talk about volunteering.
Yeah,
and
because
how
I think-
that looks.
And I think that scares a lot of people because a lot of times people don't want that commitment necessarily to how many hours and what's going to be asked of them when you volunteer.
That's true.
Well, we leave it up. I mean, like so I always use the term of, you help us, we help you, right? So you are volunteering your time. So we want to make sure, that you understand, what you're doing. And
Very important. Please know what you're doing.
I mean, why are you volunteering? What are you volunteering for? Specifically, because it's hard to convince somebody else. I mean, for example, so if you're making phone calls, let's just say for Americans for Prosperity, and this is completely making stuff. Let's say it's on tax reform. But you have no idea what you're talking about, and you're like, well, just tax reform. Well, in what way? Or a specific tax, or what? Well, I don't know. How are you going to convince somebody else to get on board with you if you don't know what you're talking
Those
about?
are people I hang up on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
really,
no. No,
why are you
yes.
calling me and wasting my time if you don't know what you're talking
Yes,
about?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh. And I don't expect every volunteer to know every detail, because heck, I'm as an employee don't know every detail sometimes. But I'm happy, to get their email, get their phone number, and respond back to them, because I do think that if people really want to know, they deserve an answer, especially if I'm the one making a call to them. So in that aspect, if you come and let's just say, like I said, you're volunteering. We'll feed you. We will, give you swag.
I love swag.
Right?
Yeah,
Who doesn't love some
t-shirts.
swag?
No hats, though.
And it's just a great environment of like-minded people. And, being there and being able to have that fellowship and that time. And sometimes you don't even realize that you're there volunteering because you're just there having fun. And, you're like I said, you're all like-minded going for, the same cause. And it gets exciting, especially if you're passionate about a specific issue.
So here's my question. You guys are dealing with reform and keeping people accountable. Is this, do you have all parties represented?
Again, policy specific.
Okay.
So
So it doesn't matter what your
yeah,
political
no,
it's a
it-
specific policy that you are on the same.
Mhm.
I just want to bring that back out, that this is not the left against the right or whatever. It is, no, this is the policy. We have a common goal.
If there is a Republican running and, they support everything we support, then if there's a Democrat, I mean,
It's about
yeah,
policy.
it's policy specific.
I love that, though.
I think a lot of people like that.
Yeah,
I
because
think
it's
they
like
do,
we are,
because-
it's what concerns us. I
Yeah.
don't care where you stand. What do you feel about on this policy?
Right. Well, you're not going to find an organization where you agree 100% of the time.
You're not going to find a marriage where you agree.
So,
That's a whole other program.
But I just say, that's
Yeah.
life. That's relationship.
Yeah,
Right. You
and-
got to learn how to be in a
And
relationship.
everybody and different lefts and rights are going to get voted in. I mean, you're going
Yes.
to have different people that you have to work
Well,
with.
that's called being an adult and learning how to work with people.
Yeah.
I mean, but we might get volunteers in there. We've actually had volunteers in there that will say, "Hey, listen, I want to work with you on tax reform, but I don't want to work with you on criminal justice reform, or vice versa."
And that's okay.
Yeah, and that's fine. We'll take you. Yeah, I love that. We
Well,
won't
and
turn
I think sometimes too, though, with talking to people, I think a lot of times people are a little more reserved because there has been some of these, if you will, these telemarketers that have been giving quite a bit of a bad rap and taking advantage of people that when you call just to, or if you volunteer to just talk with someone, just to find out, what's their needs or how they feel or what's important to them, I think sometimes people don't know how to receive that.
Well, and I'll say to that as well. So, you get those people that get annoyed that they're getting the phone calls or that you're knocking
Right.
on their door. And that's okay, and we move on respectfully. But then you get those others that are really thankful that you stopped by
Right.
because they didn't know what you're telling them, or they're not able to get out, or they didn't find that they didn't know where to look for that information, or they have no idea that was even happening, whatever it may be. And so you get that, and there, like I said, I mean, you have, there's both sides here, and you have people that are like, oh, I already knew that. Okay, great. Well, this is a friendly reminder.
Yeah.
I will get off your doorstep. I'm not here to make you, like, and all the people are like, what are you selling? I'm not selling anything.
Yeah. Well, what are you buying?
There you go. I mean, no, not selling anything. Just, trying to inform. Just very, trying to inform, trying to see where you're at, see if you want to get involved, see, if you want to take action. I mean, there's a lot of times you can take action right there at the door. And there's a lot of times that we can do patches. We can patch you through your state legislator's office and have you talk to them. I mean,
I love that.
Yeah.
And people need to hear what I have to say.
Yeah.
well, we'll patch. We will patch
Autumn Scott Hall again.
Autumn Scott Hall legislators.
She's
She's coming to you.
again.
There you
I'd be like, oh, we're not available. Yes, you are.
go. Voicemail.
So, okay,
I
going
get
back.
that a lot.
Okay, going right now. So we kind of right now, our election, we wrapped up an election. We've gotten to a new year. So I guess what's some things on the horizon, and what do you do when it's like right now there's not anything elected going on right now? You just still
We're in session. We're in session. So Indiana has a part-time session, and for those that did not know. And so we're in session right now, and we're watching those bills come through, and we're seeing, what we back, and going to try to, get those through. We can try to get them heard, try to get them through committee. There's tax reform, there's education bill, K-12 education bill we're looking at. And so, yeah, I mean, and we'll see as the bills come through. I know, was it last week's session officially began, or 2 weeks ago officially began? So we're early, but because we are part-time, we just have a few short months.
So what does that entail? Like, so does that like, are you talking with the representatives?
We'll see you in committees.
I just see them I see you just sitting in this big courtroom gouging these bills. That's a lot of tedious work.
That
I'm
is-
thinking.
Again, we're headquartered out of Arlington, Virginia.
Okay,
so
I was
there's other people.
Drinking drinking coffee, going through
Highlighting things. Listen, I was a researcher.
I will tell you that we have people that do that.
Bring me another one, boss. Another round.
I mean,
I got
that's
600 pages left to go.
and that's one thing about it. So you know our stance right out of the gate. So you might look at a bill and you'll be able to say like, oh, Americans for Prosperity will support this. Americans for Prosperity will not support this. So that's something that's nice as well.
Well, they'll attach things to bills though. So can you support part of it, not all of it? Nothing attached something.
Again, and that's one of the things that you can talk to the legislators about specifically. Like, hey, what about this? Investigators in Line Committee, you can make amendments, and you have testimonies. You have people come up there. It's one thing that they hear from us, but if we actually get their constituents and they hear testimonies and they hear why we support this or this way and not this way or whatever, then I think it brings a whole new light, and it's like, oh wow, there's 20 people here to testify on this issue. Let's hear what they have to say, or maybe bring a whole new side to it they've never heard before. And that's the reason why it's important again that they hear from you.
I love it. Do you ever get to veto?
No.
Why they won't let me in? I'll be like, veto.
Ma'am, you need to leave the state house.
I probably would. I've been asked to leave a couple places sometimes. I'd like to
So-
add that to my list.
Listen, we'll bring you up there, but you're not wearing AFP apparel.
You're on your own, Autumn. You're on your own. I think we can have Kroger one time for rollerblading.
Those aren't considered shoes.
No, they're not. You're not allowed to do that in the store either.
But yeah, I mean, it's a really cool. I mean, like I said, I don't know. I mean, this is a very unique organization, and I think it's important that people know that it's out there, getting that name ID out there, and just because it is cool and it does keep people up to date on stuff. And like I said, like we're in the know, like we're there.
So is it better to just have a few things that you're targeting, or do you try to target a lot? I mean, is it better to really focus and feel like you can make more moves?
Whatever's coming down the pipeline that we think we need to be involved in, we'll be involved in it. There's no set limitations.
I said very seriously.
Big eyes over there going, we are there.
That's serious. I'm serious. Bring me the horse and the sword. We're there.
That's right. Yes.
I
I mean, there are things that we'll have volunteers bring to us that that we didn't that we didn't know. And, again, that's the reason why it's important. And we'll check it out. And if we need to get involved, then we will. It's not just us, if there's something, that, if there's a city that's trying to tackle on a new tax that isn't necessary, or, we'll definitely look into it for you.
Yeah, exactly. So is this something that, like the different offices, so on a local level, the different offices ask for their volunteers to find out stuff too, or how do you find out your information on this? I know you're looking at bills and going over them.
So no, the volunteers, that's just a side thing. So we don't necessarily ask, but if there's a volunteer that's involved and is volunteering, sometimes they like to stay in the know in their local bills and what's being passed down their city council or county council, and they might see something and they just might bring it to me. It's not anything like, we don't say, hey, go check, but if we do get something, like for example, like if there's
spies everywhere.
we do.
Autumn wants to be one.
No, I really think Autumn wants to be a volunteer.
I know.
But we might have to. We need a coach and filter Autumn if that's the case.
Well, I'm out. I'm out. There's no filter on this.
No, we don't. No, we'd still take you. But yeah, it doesn't matter. They can bring something to us, or if we hear about it, just being present in that county or a surrounding county. Like I said, we're in Sellersburg, but we have volunteers in Washington County. We have volunteers in Scott County, Floyd County, Jefferson County, just like I said, all over.
So if anybody would like to be a volunteer, and then you're talking maybe just a few hours a month or a week or
whatever they're willing to give. I can't, I'm not going to cap them out.
That's right. We'll take whoever wants to come.
If you want to come volunteer and you want to get involved, and if you want to do that 5 days a week, all right, let's see what we can do.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Well, seriously, on a serious note, it's important for people to be involved in their legislation.
Right.
We said it earlier, and I'll say it again, these representatives, they work for us. The Senate, the House of Representatives, your councilmen, they work for us. They are elected officials. But if you, again, personal responsibility, even in your, politics, if you don't know what bills and what policies are being passed, then that's your problem. Because it is out there, it is open, there are programs.
Yeah.
That is your personal responsibility to know what is going on in your county, local, and state, national level. That's your responsibility. This is a way to get involved, to know what's going on.
Yes, and if you don't like something, if you want change, and that's, again, like I said at that meeting, they were asking some questions about specific bills, and I know working in this type of, realm that everybody thinks that I know every bill and every detail of every bill. I do not. I will go ahead and put that disclaimer. I will preface it with, I do not know every bill.
Well, now your horse is not white, it's now brown.
Just kidding.
Actually, I do love a good chestnut there.
Well, and there we go.
That was fun.
So I don't know, but I'm happy to, they ask me specific questions, and if I don't have the answer, I'll try to get you the answer. But also, there's somebody else who you elected, and if that's not the answer you want, then guess what? Go and get involved in elections. It's elections. Go back to the elections, and that's who your representative is. That's who your state senator is. That's who if you don't like the answer you get, then you should come get involved.
Well, and those are the ones that are making the policies. Those are the ones that
the grassroots.
Yeah, the grassroots of it all. Well, I think like we talk about this. Autumn and I have talked about this all the time. That going on and talking about being responsible again for your health, for your finance, and now for your what's going on in your community and your state. You know what I mean?
We talked about this at election time. I'm a big proponent of, if you don't vote, you don't get to complain.
Mm-hmm.
That is my. Yeah. If you're going to complain about policies and procedures that you did not vote, shut up.
Yeah, Autumn just said that.
I have. I'm very big on that. But, I'm even taking it a step further. If you are not doing your due diligence of finding out what bills are coming and what is going on, you don't get to complain because you don't even know. What are you complaining about? You don't know.
Or, if it's already gone through, and then after the fact, you're like, oh, man, I didn't,
know, I mean,
Well, and that's again, if you elect, and this happens, we see this, and I won't name any specific legislators, but I'll just say this: we see it where we make all kinds of false promises. We get elected, and guess what?
it's 99%.
I think those are even like jokes. I mean, people make jokes about
sorry.
that.
So
right?
I mean,
I will never be in politics for that reason because I'm
But
not
I mean,
a liar.
but you know how you hear all kinds of jokes about that.
Yeah.
I mean, people. I mean, they'll.
yeah, I mean, they get elected.
Nothing
and,
comes to my
I'm going to
mind.
say this. Justin and I were talking about this. Actually, funny story. And I do think when people, this is my personal opinion, this is not the opinion of Wslm or these other little
Thank
ladies
you
that
for
are
putting
here.
that.
This is Autumn
These other
Hall,
little
these other little ladies, this is my opinion. I think we have people who really do have good intentions, but they get there, and I think sometimes it's like, well, this is a lost cause because I'm so outnumbered, and then they get overwhelmed with corruption and greed. And so it's like, I really don't think they go in thinking they're going to make false promises.
Right.
I think they really do believe, oh, I'm going to change this, I'm going to, and then they just get sucked up into the vortex of corruption.
Well, and I think that's that's interesting.
that's a thought.
Continue
But
that. Vortex of corruption.
Okay, but I think we talk about this too when we do the form. Anybody stepping out, I think when you become a servant leader and you become run for an office, I think right there you're showing your heart that your heart is
Yes.
stepping out. I mean, you don't have to do that. You know what I mean? There's-
Right, and I mean, really, you do it and you get ostracized.
Well, and you're stepping out there. So that's like, we talk about that for anybody that comes to our forum right there ought to be applauded that they've even put their name in the hat, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I have to agree with you on that. And I think sometimes, or also maybe sometimes their informant or whoever's informing them, maybe it's not real completely clear on what their policies are about it.
Right.
So Americans for Prosperity will
They will hold you accountable.
That's right. We will hold you accountable. And if not, like as I said, it's not even just that. I mean, if you do a great job, we have several, that do wonderful, and we do, and we thank them, and we're very appreciative of them, saying what they're going to do, or or voting for lower taxes, or just that type of aspect. Just it's one thing. We don't just harp on you 24/7. We also
You have to do that sandwich method. You know that sandwich of we are going to compliment you, then we're going to critique you, then we're going to compliment you again.
we're gonna.
I've not heard of
Yeah,
that.
I haven't
You've never
either.
heard of that
No.
sandwich method?
No, I have
Oh
not.
my!
Is this Celebrity Home Alone's?
No, this is just life in general. Like anytime you critique, you start. Hold on. I got this chest thing going on. You start with a compliment,
Okay.
and then you slowly edge into the critique, constructive criticism, and then you sandwich that other part of it with another compliment so that you build them up, you tear them down, you build them up, they feel good.
That's how you got Justin.
No, actually Justin chased me.
Look at that.
So there's that.
Chased you.
Yeah, he did. He did. Actually, he bought me landscaping. That's how he usually this lady. So that's another story for you.
Yeah, we'll go down that road.
That
hole
is,
one day.
Yeah, 17 years actually. Yes, next March. Will be 17 years. We've been married for 16 February. So.
And then also.
Anyway,
Okay, sorry, I know. Okay.
sidetrack.
Yes,
But
so sandwich.
So you sandwich. You constructive criticism, people.
Well,
Because it's what 7 positives for every negative.
I was going to say.
Well, we do ask prior. Let me make that clear. I mean, if it's something that we are passionate about, and we feel that it's for betterment of the constituents.
Right.
We do ask them, the legislators, hey, let's take another look at this. Let's look into this. This is why you should vote this way, and this is why we feel that you should vote this way. And some of them, will be like yes, and some of them will be like no.
Veto.
I mean, so I mean, and in that position, that's whenever we think that it's fair that your constituents know, like, hey, this guy voted this way, and I think you need to know this, especially next election.
I think that's fair. I think, and I love that. I love that you can, I don't think they show that very often, but you can go find, this is how my representatives or whoever, this is how they
Oh,
voted.
100%.
And I think that's important.
We used to do a scorecard. So like those Americans for Prosperity that like were aligned and volunteered and really liked, our policies and agreed with them, we would do a scorecard, and they would check and see how their state, it was state level, so it was see how their state legislators scored that session with our policies.
I love that.
Yeah, it's actually really
You ever
cool.
get a 10?
A TID, you know.
Oh, I don't know if you want to
Yeah,
win or A,
yeah.
B, okay, A classes.
Yeah, I mean, we have A people, we have A students, yeah.
A students.
A legislators, yeah, we do, yeah.
That's great. That's what you need, a T-shirt. I'm an A legislator.
That's an excellent t-shirt.
I know. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be.
Instead of teacher of the month, we'll do legislator.
Session, legislator of the session.
Session.
There we go.
There we go. That's great. Yeah, you are the star. So going back on this, let's go back to 7 years you've been with this company or with this organization. Okay. Have you felt like more people are being more transparent on that because there's more of like now we have so much more at our hands so we can look up quickly how they
Thank
voted.
you, Internet.
Yeah, I know, and we can look
We
up.
do, but people still aren't doing that, unfortunately. I mean, I'll just admit to you, I mean, like, some of these, I mean, politics is complex. Let's just throw that out there. I mean,
That is true. It overwhelms me. I'm not gonna lie, it overwhelms me. Like,
it is. It's a lot.
Justin is really good at, he actually knows all the different people in all, I don't even know the difference between the Senate and the House, let's be honest.
Okay.
No, I do, but like I can't
we'll
tell
work
you
on that
who,
next Tuesday.
Like,
That'll
I
be
do
our- that'll
know-
be our next
okay.
Yeah,
Tuesday.
next Tuesday, we're going to tell Autumn who her legislators
Okay,
are, who her reps are.
because I know the difference between the House and the Senate. I'm just saying though, like, I can tell you some of our representatives, but I can't tell you from like other states. Okay, so I can't tell you who is in the Senate for the state of Texas. Justin can. Like, he actually does follow and pay attention. So I'm like, what am I doing? Like, who am I voting for? What?
Yeah, if I get some of
Who
those, yeah.
believes what I'm standing for?
Yeah.
Like, listen, I'm busy. I have 3 kids I'm raising. I don't have time to sit and listen to
Well,
hours
and
of political games.
You bring up really good position or whatever you bring up.
You're talking, Autumn.
I know it's coming. I'm circling the wagon. Anyway, you bring up some good points. And people don't have time, and they don't take that time. But it's important to do that.
Well, it is. And I think,
and regardless of what the other states are doing, knowing what your state is doing.
okay, listen, I missed the whole thing about the gas stoves. Like, obviously, that was a big thing. I missed it. I'm seeing these memes. Do you know where I get my political information from?
Facebook.
Memes.
Oh, memes.
So, I'm like, what? Why are gas stoves, like, now?
Hey, we're on Facebook.
I love that. I will look
Check
you
it,
up.
yes.
I'm going to do it right now. But, so, like, that is one of those things that it's like, it's not that I don't care.
No, I believe
It's, and I think this is a lot of people too. So I think this is good where you have groups like this. It's not that I don't care. I don't know how to start. It overwhelms me to start because let's be honest, I'm easily overwhelmed and I'm very easily distracted. Like, I don't know if you knew that or not, but I'm easily distracted. And I'll sit down to start and then I get pulled in 10 different directions.
I can relate, yeah.
So, I mean,
I
it's
think
good that
yeah.
we do have these groups that,
Yeah, and I think that people should take advantage of them.
yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, I think you go back.
By the way, I will let you know, we do support you in that aspect with 3 kids.
Yes.
Our
I know.
office is very kid-friendly.
And I love that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, mine are getting older, and I love it. I love it. They will be 7 in less than 2 weeks.
I mean,
and
we
I'm
have a
like,
ping pong table in our office.
That's great.
We have a swing set. We have TV.
We have sweet stuff.
We have Big Joe's, those chairs. I mean, we make it. I mean, we make it. We don't want
That right there made her want to volunteer right there.
I don't even know what big chairs are.
those chairs. They look like beanbags on them.
Oh,
Yeah.
chairs.
So we also have regular chairs.
I'm like, I'm gonna get down in that chair. I'm not gonna be able to get up. Somebody's gonna have to come pull me.
Okay.
I'm like, stop.
We have regular chairs, and we want to make it. That's the thing. We want to make it accessible for the working mom, for the grandma watching the kids, helping out the mom, for the dads that are stay-at-home dads, for the parents working, for the parents not working. We want everybody and anybody. we don't want you to feel like I can't do that because I've got my 3 kids.
Yeah.
Bring them.
Bring them.
Bring
Let
them
him volunteer. Start them young.
That's exactly.
Hey, listen, can he talk?
Yes.
Can he read?
Do they shut up? No. I mean, I can't even be mad because I kind of get that honestly, but
Yeah. Well, I think the things that that let's say somebody, like, everybody has a story. Like, we usually talk around election time, like how they first got maybe introduced to to voting or to being part of an election and understanding it. And then a lot of times it goes cloudy because sometimes you don't know all the details and you don't understand everything. And we did learn in school a lot of this stuff that sometimes we went over our head and we just didn't get it. It didn't stay with us for whatever reason. So it's very interesting, though, to know and to find out. And I think as adults, this is something that we need to stay with and to find out more about what's going on, because this does affect us on a local level, to a state level, to a federal level.
yeah.
Well, and that's the thing too. I think that a lot of people don't realize that yes, get involved, and then it's one of those things. And I actually have 2 part-timers that work with me, and I don't even know if they had a political interest prior to getting involved with Americans for Prosperity. But once you get that first policy win or that first election candidate win, it's like you want more, and it's exciting, and it is, and it's fun, and like I said, it's one of those things that if you're passionate about it, it makes it even more fun, and then you get with all these people that feel the same way you do, and you can talk about it, and you can have dinner over it, have coffee over it, and it's great. It's a lot of fun, and like you said, a lot of people know, and so we want to be accessible. We want to be here, and we want to be able to help you. We want to help you, and to get involved. And you can always email. You can check out, like I said, go to our website, americansforprosperity.org. Contact us on Facebook, Americans for Prosperity Indiana, our page.
It's right here in front of me.
Yes. Contact us on Twitter. I mean, we're on Twitter.
Go back over the website, because that's really good to.
So it's americansforprosperity.org, and you can sign up to be a volunteer, sign up to get more information, and we'll get those contacts and we'll reach out to you. And we'd love to connect with you. You don't have to come in and just right away start volunteering. Let's get coffee, let's get lunch, let's talk it over, see what you want to do, see what you're interested in, see if we can find something that might interest you.
And just because you have your certain location where your office is, does it mean, like, for somebody listening who might not want to drive, different places? You could do it from your home. You can. So you can volunteer from your home. Absolutely. That's the great thing about technology.
Technology.
My
favorite.
You can. So there's constituents all over state. So lucky for you, you can do it. You can do it in your county, depending on the issue. You can make phone calls. You can make phone calls down here in Washington County for things going on in Indianapolis. I mean, that's what's great about it. It's very mobile. I will help you. I will help. Whatever situation you're in, I'm here to help.
You know what I love? I love our coffee club sponsors.
Exactly.
That's what I love.
Great segue.
Yeah,
Great segue.
I love my segues. I work really hard on those.
That was
in the back
good.
of the mirror.
That was good. Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah.
Well,
Water.
Angel, thank you for coming in and talking about AFP. We'll find out more, and I do think next Tuesday let's try to focus on let's go over the House and the Senate, kind of explain the difference to that, and kind of go over learn a little more about our politics, which is very interesting.
Government.
101.
We need to check in school, make sure this is accredited.
Hey, do you have another student loan here?
Do the students get volunteer hours for this?
I love that. Let's do it. Let's contact the school, let's record it, send it to the government teacher.
Yeah,
I agree.
he would love it. I'm sure. Yeah, I do too. I did too.
I got into it with him on child labor law, so that was fun. Coffee Club sponsors Hillview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Upland, Celebrity Home Loans, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, and Fox Purlee Wealth Management. Thank you so much to our sponsors.
And I'm Scott Holland. You'll be back Thursday. We'll be talking
I will be
about
back
celebrity
Thursday.
home loans, and we're going to find
Tuesdays
out.
and Thursdays.
Yeah.
I will. I'm going to opt out of that one, but I'll see you next Tuesday.
Oh, you'll be listening though.
Yeah, I 100%
I'm
will listening.
a blast.
Yeah.
Not from the
If
past.
we, that's
right.
right. If you don't,
I'm
bring
rocking
this
your
out,
future, baby.
That's right. Have a great Tuesday, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Remember when you had your birthday party at McDonald's, playing with your family and friends, enjoying cake and that one-of-a-kind McDonald's food and drink? If you're looking for a fun and safe place to have a party for your children or grandchildren, look no further. Party time is back at McDonald's right here in Salem, Mitchell, and West Baden. That's right, hosted birthday parties are back, baby. Call event coordinator Renee Lewis at 812-788-0126 to schedule your birthday for Salem, Mitchell, or West Baden today. The party includes food and drink for up to 10 guests, with your choice of white or chocolate cake, ice cream for each child, a gift for the birthday boy or girl, goodie bags for each child, and a festive decorated party area. Parties at Salem allow children to play, while the McDonald's in Mitchell and West Baden will feature age-appropriate games. Let McDonald's make your child's next birthday party stress-free for you and fun for them. Call Renee at 812-788-0126 today and get your next party on the schedule at McDonald's.
Rock and Recovery Minute. Recovery rocks.
To Summit County, Ohio Domestic Relations Court Magistrate Cheryl Ware, an alcoholic was a toothless guy who lived under a bridge.
I did not fit that profile, so I didn't even know that I just know that alcohol made me feel better. And when I was, blacked out, I was feeling better. My life at that point had completely unraveled. I hit what you would call rock bottom, what we would all call rock bottom. I was passed out every night. I missed all the kids' school events. I was gone for days. People were looking for me. What I did at that point was I turned back to my relationship with God. I had no other choice than to see that He's all I had, and that was enough.
Hear more powerful episodes about substance use disorder at recoverytalks.org. And find out more about the stigma associated with recovery at rockandrecovery.com.
This has been a Rock and Recovery Minute. Recovery rocks.
Celebrity Home Loans have been working to give our friends and neighbors in the southern Indiana area the star treatment for the past 2 years, and we'd like to help you find your dream home with the best options for you. Come experience the star treatment with us at Celebrity Home Loans, and you'll never go back to the ordinary home loan experience again. Stop in at 18 Public Square and see us today to check your credit, refinance your current loan, or begin the process of finding a new home. Around the country, Celebrity Home Loans has served over 65,000 families and have loaned over $25 billion. The star treatment means we'll sweat the details of home financing for you. You focus on finding the right home and taking care of your family, knowing we have your back and will be ready to close on time. Come by today and see new branch manager Autumn Scott Hall at 18 Public Suite A, or call for an appointment 812-883-0670. Remember, at Celebrity Home Loans, Autumn and her staff will treat you like a star.
American Standard. Built to a higher standard.
Give Seth and Marshall's a call today at 812-967-3742, and we'll be glad to take care of you.
Dr. Mindy Gunn invites you to her new high-tech office in Salem at 1350 South Jackson Street. Her office is a part of Dr. Brad Black's Eye Associates, regarded as one of the leading eye care centers in the United States. The combined practice eye doctors and surgeons have helped thousands of people enjoy better vision. Dr. Mindy Gunn is committed to excellence because the people from Kentucky turn to her for answers, and patients turn to Dr. Gunn for the best eye care treatment available. If you're experiencing vision problems or having problems with your current glasses or contacts, give her a call today at 812-896-1717. Dr. Mindy Gunn is seeing patients for the latest in advanced eye care. You can get glasses, contacts, or prescription sunglasses. Come visit Dr. Gunn at Dr. Black's Eye Associates in their new high-tech paperless office today. They are closed on Mondays, open Tuesday 9 to 6, Wednesday 8 to 5, Thursday 9 to 6, Friday 8 to 5, and every other Saturday 8 to noon. Most insurances are accepted and affordable payment options can be worked out with you. To schedule your next eye appointment, again, call 812-896-1717. You'll be glad you did, and she'll be glad to take care of your eyes.
At Meadowview Health and Rehabilitation, we offer hope in the form of our Moving Forward short-term rehabilitation to home program. With a full range of therapy programs, the goal of Moving Forward Rehabilitation is to help people return home safely with the skills they need to live life on their own terms. Call us and ask us about your Medicare replacement policy or managed insurance policy and what your benefits are. We are here to help. For more information about Meadowview, visit ascseniorcare.com or call 812-883-4681.
Caring people make the difference. You can feel it the minute you walk into Salem Crossing. Experts in long-term care, not just doing a job, but following a calling. They're here to help you and your family find answers and solutions and peace of mind. In fact, they become an extension of your family. For more information about Salem Crossing, visit ascseniorcare.com or call 812-883-1877. That's 812-883-1877.
Will feature age-appropriate games. Let McDonald's make your child's next birthday party stress-free for you and fun for them. Call Renee at 812-788-0126 today and get your next party on the schedule at McDonald's.
Your best year starts at Salem Walmart. It's a time for a new year with deals on health and wellness items at your Salem Walmart. Everything you need to refresh and recharge is here in the store, and priced right to get you started eating and living healthy.